many familiar faces from the different communities, like the creative community for a start. Philippines 2026 slate. Hear directly from the creators and the cast behind these upcoming titles and get a sense of the creative directions shaping the year ahead. So everyone, sit back, enjoy the experience, and join us as we begin this journey looking back at where we've been and stepping into what's next. To start, let's take a quick look at the Philippines.
And I lead the content team for Netflix in the Philippines. Thank you all for joining us today and for joining us for the very first Next on Netflix Philippines. I'm incredibly honored and excited to unveil what's coming up for our 2026 slate. So again, thank you all for being here. We're so grateful for giving us the gift of your presence. And so, talking about milestones, 2026 actually marks a very special milestone for us. 10 years. It has now been 10 years since Netflix launched in the Philippines and entertained. And they want these stories to reflect the Filipino experience with authenticity and ambition. And so, over the last 10 years, we embarked on a journey to bring the best of local storytelling to our audiences. We strove to evolve from a destination for global entertainment to now a trusted industry partner. Decade, we have worked with the top studios and creators, some of whom are here with us today, thank you very much, to bring the very best of Filipino cinema to Netflix. And since 2020, of our Filipino members watch local content. And when members love a title at home, it often finds audiences beyond. Today, 32 Filipino titles have charted our global non-English top 10. And of those, Seasons, Outside, and Lolo and the Kid, they stayed on the global top 10 for a solid 3 weeks. Now, this 2026, we're going even bigger. I don't want to reveal more because you'll be hearing firsthand about them from our creators and from our talents a little later. We're so lucky, we're incredibly fortunate to work alongside some of the most exceptional creative voices and talents in the industry who continue to share their most daring ideas, their most original visions, and their most exciting worlds with us. Because they believe that Netflix is a place where their dreams can be realized. You? Would you like to see it? Yeah. Would you like to see what's next? Yeah. Okay, so here's what's next. Filipino members watch local content. And when members love a title at home, it often finds audiences beyond. Today, 32 Filipino titles have charted our global non-English top 10. And of those, Seasons, Outside, and Lolo and the Kid, they stayed on the global top 10 for a solid 3 weeks. Now, this 2026, we're going even bigger. I don't want to reveal more because you'll be hearing firsthand about them from our creators and from our talents a little later. We're so lucky, we're incredibly fortunate to work alongside some of the most exceptional creative voices and talents in the industry who continue to share their most daring ideas, their most original visions, and their most exciting worlds with us. Because they believe that Netflix is a place where their dreams can be realized. You? Would you like to see it? Would you like to see what's next? Okay, so here's what's next.
We begin our slate with a story that many of us can relate to. The moment when dreams feel just within reach and everything seems possible. 18th Rose is a coming-of-age romance about ambition, friendship, first love, and learning how to hold on to joy even when life takes an unexpected turn. Please welcome the writer and director of 18th Rose. Please give it up for Dolly Dulu. Come on forward. We are going to pick her brain. The idea behind 18th Rose. She'll be joining me up here along with a film star. Give it up for Xyriel, Manabat. You're about to, maybe we will have a glimpse of her first love, her dreams that she's been hoping to make happen and to come true. Hello, Xyriel. Please join Dolly right over there. And I hope everyone is ready to find out a whole lot more about just the first serving that we have for you this afternoon, which is 18th Rose. First love. Hello.
Hello.
Hi. A little bit closer to me. Yeah, mas close tayo. Ayan. Okay, I'm going to get right into it because we do have quite a lot to tackle today. We'll start it off with Dolly. 18th Rose is set in a very specific time and place. Early 2000s in Romblon. Wow, it touches on joy and uncertainty and resilience, all in a very gentle way. We want to know what inspired this story and why was it important for you to tell it this way? 2000s in Romblon. Dolly, please let us know.
Well, 2000 was my childhood, so I grew up early 2000. So I wanted to somehow relive my childhood, yung pagdidibu ko. Charot. No, but I just wanted
First love.
First love, I just wanted to write stories about, what I experienced in the sense that I know how to tell it because I know what it felt like. So that was the main reason why I set it there. Plus, I feel like, nowadays, people are going through all the vintage stuff again. Digital cameras are becoming in. So I just wanted to set that moment where it all started. So that was the reason why it was set in the 2000. So I wanted it because life was simpler in 2000. Like we did not have social media. Everybody was interacting with each other. So if you want to meet somebody, you have to put in that effort physically to meet her or meet that person. So it was a wonderful time for romance, I guess, for that kilig, for that thing. And then why was it set in Romblon? Because I wanted to showcase. It was the 18th Rose is a small town film. So, and I wanted to capture that moment of feeling of, the small town movies in the Philippines. And I know there are a lot of islands here in the Philippines that are yet to be discovered. So, because when you hear Romblon, you know the name, but you don't know what it looks like. Right?
So this is a way for you to showcase what the
Yes.
Philippines also has to offer. Now, the person you're talking about who will experience all of these is Rose. Let's talk about her character right now. Xyriel, Rose is a spirited, determined, nakita naman natin kanina sa video, and full of hope, even with very real limitations around her. How did you connect with her as a character?
Building the connection between me and Rose as my character, it was naturally effortless, and also I believed her story. So everything comes along naturally because I believed Rose, I trusted Rose, and I fell in love with Rose. So creating and portraying her in the movie, it was magical. And the place itself, Romblon, played a big role for the connection between me and Rose.
So we're going to fall in love not just with Rose, but also with Romblon. Looking forward to it. To both of you, at the heart of 18th Rose is this unexpected partnership between Rose and Jordan, played by Kyle Echarri. Their relationship starts as a deal, but slowly becomes something deeper. How did you build that chemistry? And what was most important to you in portraying that shift from friendship to something more meaningful? We'll start with you, maybe Xyriel.
Transitioning the friendship that I built with Kyle to something meaningful or something deeper for the sake of the show. It was smooth and it felt effortless also because me and Kyle knew each other for a very long time. So we have been friends since like 2016, 2015. So the first few days, we're just joking around and we even went to a chemistry workshop but ended up laughing the whole day. So I think the whole chemistry was with the road of the whole process. Each and every sequence that we close, we built a deeper connection with each other. And it's a good thing that the storyline and the narrative of the story plays a big part with chemistry between Rose and Jordan. So our friendship and Jordan and Rose's story has similarities in a way. It's very young, playful, and it's raw. So something.
Yeah, I guess to add to that, the friendship was there because they were friends in real life. So the challenge for us was really because they're an unlikely pair. Like people wouldn't really think to pair Xyriel and Kyle together.
Question mark.
So, but I guess that worked in our favor because there was no expectations to what they were. So they were really just into the characters. And so it just kind of developed in a way because we were collaborating in the sense that we know where we wanted to take the characters and they were pretty much open to it. So because they're friends already, so it was easier for them to feel comfortable with each other. But we also had intimacy coordination, intimacy workshop for them to, because we had to level it up from friends to actually becoming lovers. So that was I guess, the challenge, how to make that jump, right? But then, I guess we were lucky enough to shoot in Romblon because it was a lock-in shoot. So we were all there for like a month. So the bond came in naturally, the relationship came in naturally. So their friendship, you could also tell that it was growing in the sense of how their body language was into it. Because they were so into their character that even off screen, you could tell there was something building there. And we just used it and we just caught it in camera. So yeah.
Since the spotlight is already on you, Dolly, can you tell everyone out here how it feels to have your work showcased on a global platform like Netflix?
It's a dream come true. Whoa! No, but seriously, I mean, everybody, I guess filmmakers would want to have their, product, their film showcased not just locally but globally. So we're really super thankful for Netflix to have been given this opportunity to showcase it not just here, but to showcase our talent, the Philippines, our stories in a more global stage. And hopefully, and believing that the universe and the emotions that we are feeling are very universal, that they can also relate to it, but with a touch of how we Filipinos do it. So it's a wonderful, really dream come true experience for a movie like this, because it's a very simple movie, I would like to say, but in that simplicity is where the heart is. So, and basically we're just showcasing how young love transcends here in the Philippines and hopefully touches those watching, those young ones in the other countries as well.
What about for you, Xyriel? What was your reaction when you found out that 18th Rose was going to be released worldwide by Netflix?
I want to be personal with answering that question because I still remember how it was brought to me. I can remember how much I cried and how much I prayed because it's not just a dream come true, it's a prayer, answered prayer. It's an answered prayer, and I'm very grateful and I'm very thankful for those who trusted me, of course. And of course for Netflix for giving us the chance and this great opportunity to show our talent, show our skills, and show our passion with our craft, with our work. worldwide.
Yeah, because this is her debut film as a lead actress. So I think it's her first major role, and I'm so thankful for Netflix because they trusted that kind of ideal partnership because they were just looking at who fits the character best, because that was what the story needed. So it was Xyriel, who this is her first movie as a lead actress, and it just kind of fit because she was ready for it, and Netflix gave the opportunity for it. So I'm really thankful for her and for Kaya as well.
We're already excited for this. Naging personal, the love that we carry, the resentments we avoid, and the conversations that we postpone until time forces us to face them. Family members, we know very well na minsan nangyayari yon when we're together with the families. Good afternoon. Hello, hello. All right, we'll start it off with Cholo. This series centers on a typical Filipino family reunion that no one is quite ready for. You know the type that you end up posting about because you just couldn't believe you heard that or you had that conversation? Maybe that's what's in the show. What do you think made Netflix the right home for Ganito, Ganyan, Ganoon?
Netflix was the only one who had the courage to do it. And they were willing to give it the creative freedom that we needed to be able to stay faithful to the vision. And they're the only ones. I think they're the only ones who had the bravery to come up with something like this.
Well, I think we've already noticed that Netflix is not merely pushing or getting out of the box, it has completely obliterated the box, right? To Jody, can you walk us through your character, Jody Jo, madaling maalala, and how you approached playing a strong and accomplished woman, still deeply affected by unresolved family wounds. The strong, accomplished, we can tell, pero may family wounds to eh.
Yes, I think we all carry some sort of, family wounds sa lahat sa atin. It's not only limited to Joe, but then when I was studying her character, I was thinking of, okay, the givens were, she's accomplished, she's intelligent, she's very strong, but the question is, why? What motivated this character to be the way she is? So, kung titignan mo, kung babalikan mo, it's because this strong, independent woman had to be that way because she didn't have anyone to guide her during her growing up years. So that's the kind of bubog that this character carries. And I believe that there are people who can sort of relate to her character and those who carry abandonment and rejection issues.
Ouch. Okay. Affected me, you know. There are some people, I was thinking there's already some on stage right now. To Agot, we heard that your character, Paz, is a very layered character. Can you tell us more about her motivations, her fears, and walk us through the process of finding empathy, kailangan na natin yan sa mundo, for a character that others might describe as difficult?
Good afternoon to everyone, first of all. Paz, yes, is definitely a very complicated character. And when Direk Cholo sent me the script for that, in the beginning I was like so excited, but then when I got the script, I'm like, how am I gonna play her? Because she's really difficult, complicated, narcissist. You know, we all have a person in mind. Diba? You have that in your family, maybe in your friend circle. And I didn't have to look far enough because medyo, you know, I had to like dig deep into like my circle of friends, and you know, I didn't have to look far enough because my mom was you know, I could relate to Paz. Because I could relate to my mom, and may similarity on, not exactly the same, but there's a certain similarity with her. So I had deeper understanding of my mom when I was playing the character also. And I understood Paz also because I had to live with my mom, diba? And I saw her that way, and I saw her her frustrations, her insecurities, and yun, that made me understand that that's her defense mechanism. Yung ganon. She's not a bad character, she's just very complicated.
And back to the creative genius behind this, Cholo, this story balances dark humor with moments of real tenderness, something that feels very Filipino. Now, why was it important for you to allow humor to exist while navigating through all of the typical family drama? Bakit kailangan pasukan ng humor?
Because if you really look closely and long enough, drama is actually hilarious, especially family drama. And there were the topics that we're trying to discuss here are already inherently heavy, so we needed to sort of like lighten it up a little bit. Not just to make it more palatable to people, but really that's the way it is. Drama is hilarious, especially family drama.
And I think it's a good way of looking at drama, as
Yes.
you know, it's just funny.
Yeah.
Okay, to Jody and Agot, Netflix reaches such a wide range of viewers here and the rest of the world. Out of all the potential viewers of Ganito, Ganyan, Ganoon, what type of audience do you most hope finds this story? Let's start with you, Agot.
I think as Filipinos, are very family-centric. So I think we're really reaching out to the audience, to the Filipino audience, because there is one person that you hate, there's one person that you really love, and there's one person that you find, you know, you can't so lang, okay lang. And it's all there in the film. So I hope they can relate to the story.
What about for you, Jody? Who do you hope finds this movie?
Anyone who needs it, anyone who needs to heal, anyone who is trying to justify that you need to forgive to be able to forget. So, there.
Oh, that was absolutely beautiful. All right, Jody, please invite everyone to watch the film.
Una po sa lahat, good afternoon. Sorry na hinahuli na po. But thank you very much for being here. And maraming salamat po sa lahat ng nakasama namin ngayong hapon na ito. And before we close this segment, gusto ko po kayong anyayahan na panoorin ang Ganito, Ganyan, Ganoon, streaming only on Netflix sa August 13 na po. Maraming salamat.
Thank you, No Hearts. Paskong Pinoy is a holiday anthology series, a first for Netflix Philippines that weaves together 4 different stories featuring 4 different sets of casts, each one reflecting the ambition, longing, forgiveness, and hope that define Filipino Christmas. Please welcome the director, the creator of Paskong Pinoy, Mark Reyes. Along with some of the incredible ensemble cast, bringing two of these stories to life. First, for last New Year in Boracay, this is going to send us on a trip back in time to our youth. Please welcome Bobby Andrews. Kikilig na. Sabi sa inyo will send us back to our youth. Angelo De Leon. Oh, I remember rushing home on a Saturday to watch these men and women, and we've got Rica Peredejo. We also have, for a perfect Christmas, Barbie Forteza. Galing sa kontrabinata. And Enchong D. So again, this is going to be an anthology series, the first for Netflix. Them and then finding out that this is coming out, I realized, so that's why we've been seeing a lot of reels featuring these men and women dancing together. The secret is out. Surprise! They were not just hanging out. Okay, thank you very much. We'll start it off. May I invite everyone to come a little bit closer to me? We'll start it off with the mind behind this show. Netflix often talks about giving local creators room for their stories to be told. Mark, can you walk us through this partnership and where, just this partnership with Netflix? Tell us all about it.
Okay, I was ordered to be brief, so different people pitch to Netflix. But if they find something that's very local, that they think is going to work globally, that's what they go for. And I guess if there's anything that's so Pinoy, it is Christmas for us. October pa lang, you have Jo Marichan and everything else. September. Yeah, September, sorry, per month. So this is the kind of, this anthology is dedicated to those kinds of stories. A lot of people, actually my group of friends, love Christmas stories from different channels, even in Netflix, but there's nothing that's for the Pinoy. So that is why when I pitched this, Netflix liked it, Netflix Philippines, so we developed it. So there are 4 stories that cover a gamut of topics and characters. And if I may add, just one thing that they gave the green light to was the special episode of the reunion of Bobby, Angelo, Rica, Michael, Bernadette, Shara, and Paolo. They haven't been together in one show for the longest time. So unfortunately, we lost Red last year. So, but he's still a part of this show somehow. So you have to watch it. So there. So Netflix is very open to these kinds of ideas. So full support, global support. Nothing I have experienced before. So it makes the creator just concentrate on creating and developing, then worry about other stuff.
Thank you very much, Mark. And on behalf of everyone na kinilig, seeing these 3 coming down here, thank you very much for having them. Now, I want to ask Bobby, Angelo, and Rica, what's special about Paskong Pinoy is that it brings together familiar faces, a new generation of talents, and of course, Netflix's scope into the mix. What was it like sharing the screen again? First of all, with such a wide mix of actors and then finding a home for Paskong Pinoy on Netflix. We'll start with Eureka. Oh, ikaw ang napili.
I have to make this good, no? But Yeah, for me personally, I've been away from TV and movies for like more than a decade.
Welcome back.
Thank you. And the very first thing that came to me after those years, no, was actually this project. When Direct told me that he had the plan of doing this with Netflix, I said, of course, I would like to do it because I would be reunited with people I've known for like all my life. I've known them when I was just like 14 years old, and I am now 24.
10 years out of retirement.
90s people know I'm lying. But yes, that's a very big part of why I said yes. And also, just to be part of Netflix. You can just imagine how my voice screamed when I said, Mama is going to be on the Netflix original.
Yeah?
There you go.
Angelou?
Well, first and foremost, good afternoon to everyone. It's just such an honor to be back here and do a show on Netflix and to be with them again. It wasn't really work at all when Direct Mark pitched this show to us. There was no story yet. It was just the cast, and everybody just said yes to it immediately, not knowing what to happen. But when we got the script, when we got Direct to pitch, and when we got to do the story reading, it was just really magical. And then when we shot all our sequences with everyone, it was just pure magic. It was just the nostalgia of us being together again for how many years apart, and then reminiscing the old times. And I'm sure like all of you, when you saw us a while ago, I'm sure that certain nostalgia feel came all back, and remember the younger years when you don't need to think about anything, and it was just no social media but all just pure relationship. And being on Netflix, I guess it's really just making it more special.
And now, Bobby.
If you grew up in the Philippines during the 90s, you will know who you are. Okay, but this, like what Angela and Rika said, when Mark said you'll be working with these people, yes, you'll be working with Netflix, yes. So this is my first time to be working with Netflix, and it was such a wonderful experience, So I go to Direct Mark, hey Mark, this is how we look pala in 4K. And I just like to invite all of you. Yung episode namin, last New Year in Boracay, it's about a group of friends who grew up and middle-aged together, around in their late 30s. And watch out for that.
So from last New Year, sorry, go on.
Sabi ko, alam na namin yung mga edad nyo pag nagre-react kayo.
From last New Year in Boracay, we will move on to the next series featuring Barbie and Enchong. First, Barbie, fresh from the Contrabida Academy. Round of applause. For both of you, Filipino Christmas is most often than not happy, noisy, and a bit emotional. Without spoiling anything, without giving a bit too much, what part of the series feels very Paskong Pinoy for the both of you?
Well, as much as Christmas is very much a family thing, very intimate, very personal, it's the holiday that everyone really looks forward to. Our episode, Perfect Christmas, we will go through the lives of the employees, the ones working during the holidays, may tumatango. During the holidays, we have to really push the sales, and so I don't know, maybe the bosses tend to forget that we're humans too, we need to celebrate with our families, and so but then behind all that, my character would kind of find someone unexpected but very exciting to be with, which is Enchong. This is our first time working together, actually.
Well, if you grew up in the 2010s,
Drop the mic ka dun, ha? Guard! Whoa!
for us, I think Christmas usually is a reminder that it's a season of giving, but also it's a reminder that it's a season of forgiving also. Our episode is rotating around, let's open our hearts for possibilities and opening our hearts to, making amends to those people that we thought we would have rifts with, but also at the same time, opening our hearts to a possible life together. So yun, that's all I can give. And I thank you.
Back to Mark. Paskong Pinoy brings together 4 very different stories, but it's all under one holiday umbrella. What inspired you to tell Christmas through an anthology format?
Well, I'm a Christmas person, all out every Christmas, and I think the Pinoys are generally like that, and there's so many stories to tell. The stories we tell are from the working class, to old friends getting together, to people traveling somewhere and finding love during Christmas. And one very important episode that we all are looking forward to is the story about family. I think that's everyone can relate about coming home to the province and spending time with your family. So we have all of that. So it's a kaleidoscope of stories that's very Pinoy. Local for local, ma'am. That will tell the story, and hopefully it becomes a habit that every Christmas they go back to the stories that we tell and watch it again as a family. Like there are habits of people watching these kinds of Christmas movies, right? So hopefully Paskong Pinoy will be one of them.
I would now like to ask the cast from the 90s and the 2010s. We want to know, what does Paskong Pinoy remind you about your own Christmas? And what do you hope that the audiences will feel when they watch this series, especially your episodes during the holidays? Let's start with you, Barbie. Perfect Christmas.
Perfect Christmas. Well, personally, my definition of a perfect Christmas is quality time with my family, in the best of health, having the best time, eating the best food. I think Christmas is the only acceptable holiday that we are not allowed to go on a diet. And so we really enjoy the festivities and the quality time with our families, relatives that have come all over the world, who get to celebrate that one special day with our loved ones.
Thank you, Barbie. And Chong.
I do believe that.
Walang ganon.
But, well, for our Christmas in our family, it's really spending time together, but at the same time, not because we're with Netflix right now, but honestly, you just turn on your TV, turn on Netflix while you're gathering with your family, and I think that's already a perfect Christmas. It doesn't have to be extravagant. It doesn't have to have so much food. It doesn't have to be expensive. You don't have to travel also at the same time. But spending quality time with the people that you love the most, that's a perfect Christmas.
Nagpapa-season 2 daw. Okay, what about you, Rika?
I think the whole world will agree that there's nothing like Christmas in the Philippines. And this is why I think the series is so important, because when Mark told us about it, we were like, it's been a while since we've seen something like this. Like a series that just really focused on a very Filipino Christmas. And I really love that about us. There's so many things that can be said about the Filipinos that are not nice, especially recently. But this one, I would say that there's nothing like Christmas in the Philippines. We're such a communal people that I think, it just has to be spent with people. It can't be spent alone. Like maybe other nationalities have more tolerance for being alone during this time, or like doing all sorts of things. But for us, it really just has to be together. Like what he said, it doesn't have to be expensive or anything glamorous, but just being together is enough. So yeah, that's why I'm really looking forward to Paskong Pinoy.
Angelou.
Yes, Paskong Pinoy would remind everyone that it's not just about the Christmas decors, the Christmas tree, the gifts, the lights, the food, and everything, but it will remind us about relationships we lost, we have, and will be found. Kaya itong Paskong Pinoy na to, ito yung magiging, I think, like Direct Mark said, it's going to be a yearly thing that they'll keep on watching, and I hope that you get to enjoy it as much as we did. And again, thank you Netflix for doing this.
And now, Bobby, let us know about your own Pasko.
Yeah, I think Direct Mark highlights here in the Philippines how yung Paskong Pinoy, is how you feel the love of everyone. Because in spite of the 3-hour traffic jams, in spite of having a hard time looking for that perfect Christmas gift, when you see each other after 3 hours in traffic and you're at the party and you meet your friends or your loved ones or your family, everything is gone. Everything is nice and beautiful. And that's Paskong Pinoy. And I think that's one of the themes that Direct Mark wants to put into this series. It's how here in the Philippines, tuwing Pasko, you can feel the love.
Thank you. That was another one beautifully said. Angelo, please say a few words and invite everyone to tune in to Last New Year in Boracay.
Yes, so again, to Netflix, thank you for making this happen, Paskong Pinoy, that will mark every Filipino's Christmas year, and we just want to say thank you. We worked with such a great team, great actors, and we really want you to enjoy and be found all those nostalgia feelings that we have. And again, please do not forget to watch Last New Year in Boracay, Paskong Pinoy, one of the Paskong Pinoy episodes on Netflix, only on Netflix on December 3.
And for a perfect Christmas, Barbie, can you please invite everyone to catch it on Netflix?
Of course. Ngayon pa lang, excited na po kaming lahat na mapanood ninyo ang A Perfect Christmas. Watch it on December 3 as part of the Paskong Pinoy Christmas Anthology only on Netflix. Maraming
Thank
salamat.
you very much. Another round of applause, please, for Mark and the cast that you will get to watch on Paskong Pinoy only on Netflix. Thank you very much. Netflix has partnered heavily with amazing studios here in the Philippines to bring beloved teleseries to the service. And today, we get a sneak peek at some of these titles premiering on the platform this year. First up, from GMA, we present to you The Master Cutter, a powerful action drama about a former scout ranger living a double life. By day, he works quietly, I'd love to see this person, as a tailor, and then stitching together ordinary moments. But by night, he steps into a far more dangerous world, taking on bounty hunting jobs. The test is courage, skill, and sense of justice. It explores identity, redemption, and what it truly means to protect the people that you care about, all wrapped in pulse-pounding action and emotional depth. Please welcome, first of all, the director of The Master Cutter, Dominic Zapata. Please make your way to the stage. I want to find out, from a tailor to a bounty hunter, who's gonna play that role? It's the lead star, Dingdong Dantes! Please, for both of them. Dominic and the Dingdong, please come a little bit closer. Let me just make sure that everyone's captured them. Yes, I think so, to Dominic. That synopsis, talking about how he's a tailor by day and a bounty hunter at night, that synopsis is intriguing. Without spoiling anything, without telling us too much, can you tell us something more about the Master Cutter, please? Yes.
Yes. Master Cutter is it's an action series starring, of course, Dingdong Dantes. We set it in first of all we set it in Baclaran. Something's very normal. The idea really is like to generally we layer the chaos of Baclaran with all the action scenes. But the point being is that we want to see through the chaos and see individual characters, people who live in Baclaran, try to delve into their lives and see what really is behind these people. Because ordinarily, like typically when you see a lot of chaos, you don't think of people as individuals. Just think of them as a mob. We explore these characters and we try to showcase what it is that you could appreciate about these characters and in their real lives. So they're all very relatable, and at the same time, it's spiced with a lot of action.
For Dingdong, very unique, a tailor by day, bounty hunter at night. What drew you to this character and made you say yes to this project?
Ready to accept your orders, your vestidas and your suits. Just bring them over to the set. No, but seriously, portraying the role of Atoy is very, very interesting for me as a performer because there is a performance within a performance. Because Atoy as a character, he gets into disguises. So sometimes he becomes someone else, he becomes a clown, he becomes a Cuban mafia. So ang daming mga characters na pinaglalaruan. So as a performer, I like it that there is some acting within the acting. But more to it, I am just so happy to be surrounded by many brilliant actors like Paolo, Contis, Max Collins, Shuvee, Charlie, Sienna Stevens will also be here, Joe Berry, so many brilliant actors under Direct Dominic, Zapata. And so aside from it being action-packed, what I love about it is that it's full of heart. And I think it's always interesting to explore the human side of all the characters we portray because I think that the characters that we bring to life are a reflection of what is happening around us at that certain given moment.
Dominic and Dingdong, unlike all the titles that we've spoken to this afternoon, this one's a little bit unique because this show premieres on Netflix 72 hours before it actually airs on free TV. And eventually it will be available not just in the Philippines, but across Southeast Asia. How do you feel about this? For both of you, we'll start with you, Dominic.
I've always felt, let's not say always, maybe it's been almost a couple of decades now, I felt that I think we really should be pushing to kind of put together this, because there's an EU, but I don't see that happening in Southeast Asia. I think the more I've been traveling around Southeast Asia, I felt like, oh, these are my brothers. These are my people too. So we really want to broaden the horizon for our local television, for our local creators here, and also allow these other Southeast Asian countries a glimpse or an idea of what makes us the same, what's the common thread between all of us. So that's really exciting for us, and of course it opens new doors for all our artists, whether they be actors or creators, people who work behind the scenes, writers, all of that.
Dingdong, is there something you want to add to what he has said?
As much as we embrace and we enjoy the works of our brothers and sisters in the region, our hope and the dream is also for our work to be appreciated outside the Philippines, and that's what we think of every day while shooting the Master Cutter, na sana ba ng araw maibigan nila yung gawa natin dito sa Netflix at sa GMA, of course.
We are excited to see your work. Dominic, action dramas need to be intense, but characters also have to capture these quiet, emotional moments to be compelling on screen. Kailangan relatable pa rin talaga eh. So as a director, what was your process like in guiding the actors to ensure that both sides are equally highlighted in the Master Cutter?
Okay, it really helped that I'm a lot older now. So I'm more in touch with my emotional side. As you get older, you understand, well, at least I'd like to think that I understand human behavior more. So it's a lot easier for me. Whereas before, as a director, I'm just thinking of like, what's cool? Well, I'm just thinking about pace. I'm just thinking of what's kick-ass. But nowadays, you realize like a real story, if you want to be a good storyteller, you'd really have to understand what's happening inside each and every person. And what makes it exciting for me is I really have a genuine interest in people. whoever you are, you'll see me on set. Dingdong can attest to this. I talk to anyone on set because I'm genuinely interested in their story. So every time I talk to someone on set or wherever, I'm able to input that into the show, into my work.
Pwede ko
Of course.
Gusto ko lang sabihin, and yes, na-witness ko yun kay Direct Dominic Zapata. Kasi parang feeling ko, ito yung full circle moment, and being on stage with you, Direct. Kasi 29 years ago, siya po ang isa sa mga nagbukas ng mga pinto sa akin para pumasok sa acting through the show TGIS. Thank God, it's Sabado.
That was almost 16, 17.
Oo, mga ganun. So nag-audition ako in front of him, I read the script. And yes, 29 years later, nandito pa rin kami creating stories for everyone. Dati for the Filipino audience, and now it's for everyone. So I am just so happy and privileged to witness this magical, hindi naman growth kasi dapat ako yung nag-growth. Siya po yung naging teacher, siya po una kong teacher pagdating sa storytelling, sa filmmaking, si Direct Dominic.
And I'm a godfather to his second-born, Sixto.
Yeah.
So today is really an afternoon of nostalgia for everyone. Dingdong, you mentioned earlier, now you like that this performance involves a performance within the different characters you play. There's a little bit of acting while you're acting those characters. How did you prepare physically and mentally for this role?
Physically, once you get into the costumes, you will automatically feel and get into character. But of course, mentally under the guidance of Direct Dominic. Just being with your co-stars on set, they really are very inspiring to work with. Immediately you just get into character because most of them I have worked with already in the past. But more so, they're such professional actors na talagang, whether you come unprepared, which never happens, it should never happen, the scene will just really take you there. And the story, of course.
Well, there you have it, The Master Cutter, a gripping action drama that shows us how courage can take many forms, whether it's behind a sewing machine or in the middle of a high-risk mission. Now, before we wrap up, we would love to hear it straight from you, Dingdong. Please invite everyone to watch The Master Cutter on Netflix.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much for inviting us today. And we are excited for you to watch The Master Cutter. Watch it first on Netflix starting April 17. Yes, April 17, 2026. It's 72 hours before it's free on TV. So we hope
ABS-CBN's Someone, Someday. stage. We'll start it off with Chad and Dolly. How important is it? Dolly is the second time on stage. So how important is it to you that someone someday will be released on Netflix? And what do you hope it represents about Filipino storytelling? We'll start with you, Chad.
Hi everyone, thanks for having us. For me, it's such a privilege to share this story on Netflix. Kasi this platform has such a wide reach globally. So parang I'm excited to share this heartfelt story, not here only in the Philippines, but also globally. And I feel that it's very important to share the Filipino core values and to the world and how we Filipinos love, because I think love is such a universal language that not only the Filipinos relate to it. So I think it's really nice to share to everyone in the world. Yeah.
And Dolly, this is your second with Netflix. How does that feel?
Well, sure, overwhelmed, of course, that things are happening the way it is happening, and but this one's a different version. If the other one's a movie, this one's is a series, so it's a different feeling, and it also has a different market, should I say, and it has a different form to it. So it's very much interesting to do this, and because Netflix has become some part of everybody's lives. So having a series daily shown in Netflix, it's a wonderful experience and a good opportunity to tell our stories to them.
A series being seen daily, that is something that we have missed. With these three that I'm about to talk to, James, Maha, and Catherine, someone someday marks your return to the small screen. Welcome back. You have all been missed. Okay, so this time around, how did the three of you connect with your characters, and what about the story helped shape your approach to the roles? We'll start with you, Catherine.
Okay, hi, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for having us. Yes, as you mentioned, this is like a comeback project, and also this is a first for me, first time working with Ate Madge, and first time working with our directors, and of course James. So a lot of firsts for me, but definitely I would say after a few taping days, this is it takes. Actually, until now, it's taking a while to bounce back and work again, because my last series was back in 2022 for Too Good to Be True. That was actually my first project with Netflix, and I wasn't able to experience all of this because it was pandemic. So now coming back to doing TV series, it's a bit different, diba? When you're doing a movie, it's different, and then series, it's different also. So a bit of warming up, and I can say na until now, I'm still warming up. I'm still getting to know the character day by day, and I'm just being patient with myself because I want to give myself that time, to warm up and get to know the character more than anyone. So I'm just enjoying it, and my directors are here, and the cast and the whole staff are all here to support everyone. So yeah, I'm very excited.
It would be nice to see how her character and herself evolves all throughout the series. What about for you, Maha? Welcome back, Mama.
James, you want to answer first? Are you sure? Okay, I prepared for this one. Good afternoon, everyone, and thanks again for having us. Ako, I've played strong characters before, but this one is more layered and secretive, which made her more interesting. Mas ano to? Kaya ko to. Mas interesting, mas complex yung pag-portray ko sa kanya. So I also approach her differently now, maybe because of my life experiences, help me better understand her choices and motivations. So, and I thank you.
And now, James.
First of all, hello everyone. It's good to be back. Coming into this role, wow, there's been a lot of nerves because it's been, I think, 7 years or maybe more since my last teleserye. So a lot of nerves coming into it, but of course very excited. I have such an amazing cast and directors, and it's a very exciting project. It's with Netflix, so I have high hopes for this. I've connected a lot with my character Jordan. I would say he's like a true best friend. You know, he's always there for you, always got your back, will never let you down. I'm lucky to have someone like that in my life, so I can super relate to this character. And another way that I can really connect to him is that his love and passion for music. So throughout the show, I actually get to inject a lot of my own music into someone someday, which I'm very excited for. I'm also writing one of the songs for the show. Yeah, I think some things that also Jordan can relate to. Some things can't be said. You just need to sing it or put it in a song, and I feel that way. So
Even more things for us to look forward to the creators, Chad and Dolly. Love, or rather modern love, is often messy and complicated. As directors, how did you approach the nuances of modern relationships in Someone Someday while keeping the story authentic and still surprising?
I think I like the show because it really tackles the modern way of dating. Like, sometimes it's still taboo when you say that you met someone online or through the dating app. But this time, we're normalizing that it is part of our world now. It is part of the situation that we are growing up with. So we're using it to our advantage by portraying that, dating or meeting someone online in the modern setting is okay, as long as there are guidelines on how you are going to go about this relationship that you've met online. Yes, it's instant. Yes, it's easier, but the work happens after. So it's really about adjusting the way people are, and I think the more people see it, the more it will become normal to them, especially since we're also empowering women, because the app that is created in this series really empowers women to make their choices, to stand their ground, and to be who they are unapologetically. So I think that's how we are handling it in that very truthful, by showcasing these powerful women portrayed by these powerful characters, yes. And of course James, as a powerful man, standing behind everybody. So yeah.
Chad, you wanted to elaborate on that?
Just to add, since Dolly said about we're talking about modern dating apps and everything. For me, it's yes, I agree. In some parts of the Philippines, it's still taboo to tackle this kind of dating or modern love. But I think for me, at the end of the day, whether it's love for yourself, for your family, for your romantic love, love is still love. So for me, it's the sincerity of love, whether it's the modern dating app or just the typical love before. But as long as you're sincere, that's what I try to connect with the characters. And I hope our viewers connect with the characters that they portray through not just love, but their growth, how they struggle and be human inside.
To the cast, when you think about this story reaching audiences beyond the Philippines and across Southeast Asia, what do you hope would resonate most with the viewers? What is it about this story that makes it special and able to connect not just with Filipinos? Maha, we'll start with you.
Siguro maliban sa it's a love story, it also has a mystery and a suspense. So may mga characters na you'll both love and get frustrated with. Sino kaya yun? Which makes it exciting and relatable to everyone. So,
Catherine?
Yes, and maybe to add to that, yes, there are villains, and then we have the protagonist, antagonist, but what I like about this project is that the characters are real, and that's what we try to keep in mind every day, na these characters shouldn't be perfect, diba?
we are not perfect, and we want the audience to feel the authenticity, and we want them to see the flaws of all the characters, just to make it a bit relatable. So I like that about the story because it's very real. You're not just watching characters. We want the audience we want them to relate. We want them to be relatable. And also, yes, reaching not just here in the Philippines, of course. Sino bang may ayaw, diba? As long as you have good projects, I think the possibilities are endless. So we are hoping, of course, to tap not just Filipinos, but also Filipinos all over the world. And maybe, diba, hindi lang mga Pinoy. So as long as we have a good material, we believe in the material, I think that's possible, and we're just hoping for the best. So ngayon, yun muna yung focus namin. Sana mapasaya kayo at makarelate kayo sa lahat ng characters. And it's such a powerful and it's a fun thing to do because of these characters.
And finally, the man playing the green flag character. Go ahead, James.
We'll see. But this character for me is very different from the love stories I've played in the past, and I think it's very refreshing, actually, the way he tackles relationships and love in this series. So if it's something I hope the international fans or viewers will take away from this, is really, the power of just showing up and being there for people. And I love that about this character. I love that about the show, and yeah, I'm excited for people to see it.
And we are also very excited to see it as well. Thank you very much to Chad, Dolly, James, Maha, and Catherine. Please give them another round of applause. Thank you. Someone Someday is a story full of emotion, laughter, and relatable moments that remind us that love can appear when we least expect it. Catherine, please invite everyone to tune in to Someone Someday.
Ayan, we hope you are as excited as we are for Someone Someday, coming soon on Netflix this 2026. And of course, 72 hours ahead of free TV. Again, thank you so much for your time, and please support our TV series coming soon.
Takes us into the unknown, an atmospheric series marked by the signature Netflix brand of mystery. Balarao follows a woman searching for her missing mother, only to find herself drawn to an uncharted island filled with secrets, rituals, and a darkness that goes far beyond what it is that she has imagined. Please welcome the director. Our guests to start. We know that this is not the first time for Jane and Charlie to be on Netflix. This is not their first project. And this is one of 2 Netflix shows coming out this year. For Agot, we already saw her earlier. This is her second. I am curious to know how our actresses feel about having Balarao stream worldwide on Netflix. Can we start with you, Janine?
We're so excited. We're super, super excited. Good afternoon, everyone. So nice to see you. We have been keeping Balarao a secret for more than a year. So we're so excited to finally be able to share it with you and share it with the rest of the world.
Charlie, you're back on Netflix. How does it feel?
Actually, I'm so happy and grateful to be part of this project alongside with this beautiful and talented actors and director, of course. It's my first time working with Direct Ray, and I'm so grateful that it's showing worldwide. So we have a wider reach, and also my family can watch it because my family lives in the US. Yeah.
Finally, because it is indeed worldwide. For Agot, you are back on stage.
Thank you. We're excited to have everyone, like the worldwide, to see the quality series that we have. And basta we all worked so hard for this, and the quality of the production is amazing. So we're so proud to show it to the whole world.
And that quality right there is courtesy of this woman. So to Ray, Balarao draws inspiration deeply from Filipino folklore. How does it feel knowing that someone on the other side of the world will be exposed to the kind of folklore that is already familiar to us? They might discover an aspect of our identity through this project.
Yeah, I really feel like it's finally time to showcase Filipino folklore because there's 7,000 islands in the Philippines. Each region has its own version of creatures. So like, I'm so excited to show our version and how we interpreted it. So I'm so excited to show it to them.
Let's dive deeper and find out more about Balarao. Janine, you're playing a character named Sabina. So Sabina enters the story in the island of Balarao with a lot of baggage and unanswered questions. How did you approach playing that character?
The world of Balarao is so big. It's about folklore, but at the heart of it, I think it's about the relationship of Sabina, my character, with her mother, Rebecca. And that's something that everybody can relate to, and that's something that's also uniquely Filipino, like our connection with family. And it's an intricate dance between that intimate relationship and the big, creepy world of Balarao. So I'm excited for everyone to see how Direct Ray created this story that is exciting, scary, thrilling, but also sincere and about love.
For Charlie and Agot, the many secrets of Balarao are as intriguing as its characters. Can you tell everyone out here, how you navigated playing women who are part of a world that is built on silence, fear, and belief? Let's start with Agot.
I really like playing complicated women.
Yes.
And kasi in the complication, there is, for me, in the end, enlightenment, because you have to navigate your feelings, your fears more, your happiness, where your joy is, where your success is. So I like playing that kind of role because I don't want to play one-dimensional or two-dimensional characters. And my role here in Balarao definitely gave me that opportunity.
What about for you, Charlie? What was your experience like?
With Bulak, kasi it's different because Bulak is not the type who can easily be silenced. And she's so carefree, she's like out of the norm. And it's actually easy for me because I can relate to her.
Thank you. To Ray, Balarao begins with loss. This is with a daughter searching for her missing mother. What was the emotional seed of this story for you, and why did you choose the mystery genre as the language to tell it?
Yeah, so when my co-writer is here, Jericho Aguado, co-creator. So when we and Checo were brainstorming what we want Balarao to be, parang we ended up digging into our own angsts. And then part of that angst is that we never really fully know our parents, diba? Like, by the time we know them, they're already parents. But who were they when they were younger? Who were they in the past? And that's kind of what Sabina's journey would be throughout this journey, like getting to really know her mother. And I think having the mystery genre, because I grew up watching a lot of horror and suspense, and I feel like it's the perfect genre for this search, for this longing of getting to know her mother through her past.
For Sabina, at its core, the show is rooted in complex family dynamics. How do you think Balarao explores the idea that uncovering some familiar truths or familial truths can be more terrifying than remaining in the dark?
I guess it's just about facing your demons. And, that's something that's very hard to do with yourself, with your family. But I don't think you'll ever truly know yourself if you don't know where you came from, if you don't know the history of your parents. Even as a country, I don't think you'll ever truly know your culture if you don't look back, even at the ugly things. So that's something that is true for everyone, and it's presented in this very, very exciting way. So I'm really looking forward to seeing also the episodes myself, because because we haven't seen it as well, so we'll be waiting along with everyone.
Just seeing it all put together. Okay, for everyone here, if audiences take away one feeling, just one, after watching Balarao, what do you hope stays with them long after the screen goes dark? Let's start with you, Charlie.
I hope this series passes on our Filipino values, like family values as Filipinos, and bits of our Filipino culture, especially its screening worldwide. Yes.
Agot?
Probably there's light at the end of the tunnel. No matter how difficult the path is, there's always that hope that we should hang on to.
Janine?
Never give up. Never give up on the people you love. Never give up on facing your fears. And I'm just also excited for Filipino horror to be at the forefront because it's such an exciting genre. I know we have some visitors from other countries here and, Japanese horror, so it's been lauded, and Korean horror. But Filipino horror is so exciting, and we're happy to be presenting it to the world with Netflix this year.
I'm looking at Lynn. She is just so amused, looking at everyone, and she's excited for this. Ray, you created this. This is your baby. What is that one feeling for you?
That love will endure, and love will bring you all the way to victory.
Oh, we like that message. Thank you very much to Ray, to Ago, Charlie, and Janine. Please give them another round of applause. Balarao is a story about grief, identity. Of horror, we now step into a world that is louder, angrier, and far more dangerous. This is the last one we've got for today. Wala pa nga, title pa lang. With By Bust, The Undesirables, you can expect world building like no other, where justice is blurred, power is weaponized, and survival is never guaranteed. Please welcome the creator and director of the series, Eric Mati. Together with the stars of By Bust, The Undesirables, Gerald Anderson. Of the guests, the audience. You can tell they're very excited for this. Please join the rest of the family. Let's stay center stage for your photo op. This is the last one that we are talking about today, By Bust. the undesirables with the utmost desirables on stage. We'll start it off right now with Direk Eric Mati. Direk.
Yes.
It's a very familiar title to everyone. So By Bus the Undesirables is set to pick up where the film left off. And from the looks of it, the series is set to take that story even further and bolder. We are loving the haircut. Can you walk us through the creative experience in developing the dystopian world and how it was like working on the By Bust universe again, and this time with Netflix?
When we were approached to do the series for By Bust, it was a tough one because we never thought By Bust, the movie, could be continued into something else. It was a one-off. A one-off meaning we made the movie, it was done, and there are no sequels in the work. But when Netflix talked to us and said, maybe we can find a way to expand the world, to expand the universe. And that's when we thought of dystopian, we thought of a more timeless, more universal story that deals with rich and poor, the power dynamics of the governing capital and the common masses, without going through political context, social context. There's no social issues being discussed, but just a general worldview of what it is to be in the By Bust story.
And somebody's back to play Nina. Supposedly one-off, she's back as Nina Manigan and returns carrying trauma, rage, and unfinished business. How has she changed? How has Nina changed since the film? And what does this new chapter demand from you as an actor, both emotionally and physically? Anne?
Hi, good afternoon to everyone that's here. Nina Manigan starts off in the series just as damaged as she was in the By Bust film. And I think that's the beauty of having female rage, because you will keep on fighting for what you believe in, and that's Nina Manigan. And she goes through a very emotional journey here, but she still fights for justice, and she's out for revenge. On a personal note, emotionally, it's very draining, but even more so physically. Until this day, we're still training for fight scenes. So yeah, I'm so excited for all of you to see how amazing the new world of By Bust will be.
We can actually see the effect of that training with you physically. But Nina, or rather Anne, nakalimutan ko nung Anne.
It's the hair.
What drives Nina now? Revenge, justice, or is this something else entirely?
All of the above, but she is still fighting for what she believes in a sense that she's out for the best of humanity. So that's something she is firmly fighting for in this series.
Xyriel, hello. Your character, Sig Torillo, is an exciting addition to the By Bust universe, and he enters this world from a very different place. Ooh, something to look forward to. How did you approach playing a character who benefits from the system, but is also haunted by it?
Good afternoon to everyone. Well, I just wanted to complement the By Bust universe and add something new and unique with my character, Sig Torillo. He's a very complex and layered character. At a very early age, he was thrown into a very hostile environment. He was molded by pain and suffering until he finally realizes, or he finds out who he really is and what his purpose is. And because of what he's been through in his life, he will do everything to fulfill that purpose. If there's going to be collateral damage, then there's going to be collateral damage. So honestly, I really don't feel that he's benefited from any system, but he is definitely haunted by them. I think for me, he's really one of the undesirables, no matter what world he's in.
Looking forward to it. Now to Eric, was there ever a moment, or maybe moments during filming where you felt that you could really push the material even further as Netflix strengthened your vision through this partnership? Because from a one-off, biglang, you know what? Knock yourself out. Come up with something else.
I think we really played with it because it started with an 8-episode series and we started tinkering with it. We had so many plots and characters that we introduced into this new world. More so that even Netflix suggested, maybe you should make it into a 9-episode series. And that's what we're having now. So instead of having 8, because back then when we were writing it at 8 episodes, it was so jam-packed with plot after plot, stories after stories, character after character. But when we loosened it up a bit by adding one more episode into the story, it became a lot more experiential. You know, the story unravels in a much better pace. You get to know all the characters a little bit better. And of course, we have longer action scenes. I think that's what's important with the Buy Bust franchise. The action has to be unique and fresh.
For Anne, obviously everyone here is already familiar with Nina. How do you think this new format of the Buy Bust series is going to be received by the audience, especially with Netflix bringing it into the platform this year?
Well, as someone who likes to binge watch herself, I think this is great for all the cult followers of Buy Bust because we're giving you a bigger and longer journey for Nina Manigan. You'll see so many dimensions here that's even more exciting. It gives us longer fight scenes. We have Raf Kayanan, who flew in from New York, who trains like the Navy SEALs, who's done some Hollywood films. And we made sure that the fight scenes to look out for here are top-notch, longer, and even more gruesome. So it's something to look forward to for sure.
Since we're already talking about the fight scenes, and Anne, you're sharing with everyone that you even brought in a coordinator and a trainer for the fight scenes, how were you able to do the fight scenes and yet still bring in the emotion? Because, you know, ultimately there is the emotion that is causing all of these fights. Let's start with you, Xyriel.
Well, it's always been a personal goal for me. Whenever I do a fight scene or an action scene, that I always try to bring emotion and motivation into it. Obviously, our goal is to make it as cool and unique as possible, but I always try to find that deeper meaning because we all know that the audience is also on this journey with us. So, yeah, just to make it more meaningful.
Was there ever, just to follow up to what you've shared, was there ever a time during any of the scenes wherein even the intensity surprised you?
Surprised me? Well, honestly, tulad ng sinabi ni Anne kanina, you know, we really had time to prepare. We had some very intense training sessions. So not really, you know, for me, preparation is everything. So when we got to the set, we were always ready.
Oh, and I'd just like to add, we're highlighting Sayok, which is a Filipino martial art. So it's something new to see on TV or on streaming platforms. I feel like it's about time we have a Filipino series that highlights Filipino martial arts. So we're very, very excited for you to see some very awesome moves here. So yes, it's very physically draining. Like we've been training for maybe 2 years now. And I'm still training. We still have more fight scenes to go, but yeah, it's a very exciting time, I think, for Buy Bust. So we can't wait for everyone to see it.
The kind of commitment you put into anything that you do is just aspirational and admirable. Okay, to all at its score, Buy Bust, the undesirables is about power. Who has it? Who loses it? And who pays the price? What do you hope viewers will take away from this story, and what feeling do you want to linger long after they are done watching it? Direct Eric.
a lot of people might look at the original movie was just pure action through and through from the very beginning. But this one, because it's a lengthier, it's a series, it's lengthier, there's a lot of room to explore characters and emotions. You'll all be surprised that at the heart of all these fighting, blood, slicing, gunshots and bullets, at the heart of it is the story of two people who you don't know if they're gonna be villains of each other or are they gonna be together for the end, till the end of time. So there's a lot of strong human connection. You may call it romantic relationship between the character of Nina and Sig. And that fuels the entire series because you don't know who's in love with who or who's distrustful of any of them. You don't know until the end. You don't know if they're gonna like each other or they're gonna be enemies of each other. So I think the takeaway there is the excitement that goes through the relationship, more than just the fight scenes.
What about you for Xyriel? What is it you want them to leave with?
Takeaway? Siguro, I'll just keep it simple. Yeah. Power always comes with a price. It's not free. And if you get power too fast, too easy, or at someone's expense, it will collect later. So that's also one of the issues that we are tackling in this series.
And finally, the lady playing Nina yet again.
I guess it doesn't matter what your social class is. It doesn't matter what your walk. We all come from different walks in life. It doesn't matter how much power you have. At the end of the day, everyone should be treated fairly and with dignity.
Thank you very much to Direct Eric, Gerald, and Anne. Let's give them a round of applause. An even louder one of that. By Bust, The Undesirables is a relentless, unflinching look at power, survival, and the cost of justice, and it pushes the By Bust universe to an entirely new level. And please invite the audience to watch By Bust, The Undesirables on Netflix.
By Bust, The Undesirables is coming to Netflix this 2026, and we're so excited to welcome you back into this world. But for now, let's take a look at this exclusive first look clip from By Bust, The Undesirables.
Desirables, oh my goodness. Now, as you've already seen today, the stories coming to Netflix Philippines in 2026 are bold, personal, and deeply rooted in who we are. What a lineup of stories stand alongside beloved global titles, coming together to form a bolder, more diverse slate for audiences everywhere. Everyone, get ready for what's next on Netflix. Represents the breadth of stories, voices, and creative ambition shaping what is next for Netflix Philippines. To mark this moment, we would now like to invite every single one of today's talents and creators to return to the stage for a group photo. May we ask everyone on stage, please? Ladies and gentlemen, may we ask everyone on stage to remain in place for a few moments as we capture together. stories that are shaping what comes next. We look forward to sharing these journeys with audiences very soon. Ladies and gentlemen, another round of applause, please, for What's Next on Netflix Philippines. Thank you and have a wonderful afternoon.